how was that experience for you at the time?
Well, at Springfield, you were expected to be the best and the very best.
Mm-hmm.
And as their motto says, it can be done, and therefore you just have to do what you must do.
Okay.
During that time at Springfield All-Age School, those were the days when the community is responsible for every single child.
Okay.
And as soon as you show the potential that you are able to excel, then you have everybody on your side. You have all the support that you can get. So while I was going to Springfield All-Age School, my parents, my grandparents, my aunts, my entire family, they saw something in me and therefore they never stopped supporting that. The community members also saw something in me and they also supported that. So at the end of the day, I just had to live up to expectations and do my best.
Okay. So the bar was set high for you from day
Yes,
one.
yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, from
Great,
day one.
great expectation. So you had to hold out your end of the bargain. So you finished high school and well, you got your exam from primary to go into high school. I take it. How well did you
Yeah.
do at high school?
Well, I did very well to the point where I was the deputy head girl.
Go you.
So, so I throughout my entire time at Lacovia Secondary School, I really had a very good experience.
Uh-huh.
I had very good teachers, and again, as I said, we have the support. We have support of everybody,
Uh-huh.
your family, friends, the people on the bus, everybody.
Everybody
So
knew you and the community had their eyes on you.
yes, yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
Because
And then
back then the community kind of felt like your success was their success, right?
yes, and then from a child, I was the person who they were depending on to read in church. I was the person who was writing the eulogies. I was the person who was reading and writing the letters for the elderly persons and
It
so on. So it's
was a lot of responsibility placed on you. That
yeah,
helped to mold you, I guess. Um,
yes.
so after,
And after
mhm.
I finished Lacovia, then I went. My aunt Faye, probably she's watching right now.
Okay,
She
hi,
played a very
Faye.
important role in my life too.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, you have to move on to another level.
Uh-huh.
So I went to Kingston because she had houses in Kingston.
Mhm.
At that time, I went to Hart. I was her, I was like a landlord for her houses because
Mhm.
I was collecting the rent.
Mhm.
And while I went to Hart to really work at Hart to learn some skill or something, but then they sent me to work with Dr. Trevor Hamilton. He's also from Newmarket,
Okay.
and he operates a consultant. Yes, he operates a consultant firm. So I spent 2 years there. I knew how to type, but that was my experience first time using a computer.
Mhm.
So I spent 2 years there doing on the job training, learning how to use the computer and all of that. Well, I learned fast enough and then I moved on to work with a law firm.
Mhm. Nice.
Yes, and I went and did some courses in legal to become a legal secretary. And I started working with a law firm, Williams McCoy and Palmer. And after I got some experience there, then I went to Life of Jamaica,
Okay.
where yes, where I did data processing and so on at Life of Jamaica. But then I was transferred. I was working at a New Kingston branch. Then, based on what I was doing, I was then transferred to the Harford branch. And then they had some situations at the branch in Manchester, and they wanted some help. They
Mhm.
sent me to the Manchester branch, and then I was saying, "All right, I need to settle down now. I know exactly what it is that I really want to do." And I am from a family of teachers, so I decided, all right, let me try teaching,
Okay. Okay.
and that's it.
Okay. and the rest is history. So you decided you wanted to go into teaching, and you
Yes.
took a pre-trained job where?
Yes. I took a pre-trained job at Beersheba,
Hmm. Which year was
and I was 1994.
94? Okay.
Yes, 94. And I worked for 1 year. While I was there, we did a number of activities there. Then I went to Pisgah 1995
Hmm.
as
Who
a
was
pre-trained
that
teacher.
by that time? Mrs. Butler?
Yes, Mrs. Buckner.
Okay. Okay, so you left Beersheba. How was your experience there?
It was a great experience. It was a community. Again, it was a community where the parents, the entire community supported the school.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't difficult.
Okay.
Whenever you work in a community where everybody owns the school,
Uh-huh.
then it is always easy to work with that community.
So would you say that it was a similar experience to what you're experiencing now? The community vibes.
Well, over the years, things have changed. As I have said in the first interview, that when I decided that I wanted to be the principal at Pisgah Primary School,
Mhm.
I, because of my experience before with the parents when I was a classroom teacher, that really motivated me, because I was saying, okay, I got that kind of support when I was a classroom teacher. I know I'm going to get the same kind of support as a principal.
Right.
But then I realized that the parenting, everything about parenting just changed overnight. So it wasn't the same experience that I had when I was a classroom teacher.
Okay. So after you spent the year at Beersheba, then you went to Pisgah. You went to
Yes,
Pisgah as a regular classroom teacher as well?
yes, as a classroom teacher.
Okay. And at what stage there you decided to start college for education?
1999.
Okay, so you spent a few years teaching as a classroom teacher.
Yes,
Okay.
still trying figuring out if, okay, should I be a teacher or be a police officer?
Okay.
I did the police test. I went and I did the test to become a police officer. Passed the test. The same day I was told that I got through, and they told me that they would be coming for me. They came for me and I hide from them.
why 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 did you think you did? Why did you change your mind?
I don't know, but it's a good thing.
My
I
God.
changed, I
You
changed my mind. But then
know,
while I was at Pisgah teaching, I was still thinking whether I should become a teacher or I should become a police officer. But
Mhm,
then my supervisor there, that is Mrs. Iceland Blackwood,
mhm.
she she's my role model. And she was the person who used to mark my lesson plans. So she was motivating me now, because she was seeing something that I was not able to see. So she was just into my back, until I remembered one day, 1 week, I gave her my lesson plans and she said, you know, I know you're able to write excellent lesson plans. And I don't know what kind of lesson plan is this. So guess what happened? You see, you want to go in the police force? Well, go on in the police force. Because I know that you're able to write better lesson plans. So I don't know what kind of lesson plan is this you're giving to me. And I sat and I, really looked through everything and I said, you know what?
Examine yourself.
Yes, I did some reflection and I said, you know what? I really want to be a teacher.
Mhm.
And then I applied to some shop teachers college and I got through. And
Okay.
that was a great experience.
Mhm.
Right now, some of my batchmates, they are right here watching me. I really had fun.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. So you went to Sam Sharp and you did education and
Yes.
you graduated and you went back to Pisgah.
Yes, I went back to Pisgah.
How many years did you spend at Sam Sharp?
3 years.
Years, and you went. So you did just the diploma at that stage.
Yes, I did the diploma at that stage. And then after, I went back and I did the bachelor's degree
With them or with
with
another school?
Sam Sharp. Sam Sharp along with Central Connecticut State University.
Okay.
But Sam Sharp, that's where we went for our classes.
Oh, so it was like an extension,
Yes,
satellite campus. Okay, that's
yes.
wonderful. So and you got your degree while still working and still being a busy mom with five
Yes,
kids.
yes.
How did you juggle all of that, super lady?
Well, it wasn't hard. Well, I'm telling you, it wasn't hard for me. One thing with me, if I set out to achieve something, there's nothing that can stop me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Good.
as long as I am the person who make the decision to go ahead and get it done, then I am going to get it done.
Wow, that's some super strength. That's commendable. Congratulations on your
Thank you.
success. We
Thank you.
we as a whole community, we're rooting for you and we're proud of you and your achievements. And you achieved this while, like I said, being a mom of five kids and holding down a job, and you still were able to push through. What
Yes.
were some of the difficulties you had to scale between those from say your first pre-trained job up to graduating with your degree? What was the greatest challenge you had?
My greatest challenge was, well, I had financial challenges, but then, as I said, I just don't let anything stop me at all.
Uh,
So as long as I'm able to find the first school fee, I'm gone.
mhm,
And but one of my greatest challenges though was transportation.
mhm.
Transportation was my greatest challenge. That was it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So how did you commute at that time?
It was taking the bus, getting a ride on a bike, or walk some of it. You
Take
just got
take the bus
yeah.
from home to, you're talking about commuting from home
from
to work?
from Pisgah to Seaford, Seaford to Cambridge, Cambridge to Montego Bay, then from Montego Bay up to Sam Sharp.
Okay.
Or sometimes you get a ride and you just have to do what you have to do. But the transportation was
Wait, wait,
really,
wait, back up.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
How often were you doing this?
I was doing it five times per week from Monday to Friday.
From go again? From from where to where?
Mon- from Pisgah. and I would go to school, and after school, 3 o'clock, I wasn't driving. So I would head up to the taxi stand, get the taxi from Pisgah to Montego. Well, you get taxi to Seaford, Seaford to Cambridge, Cambridge to Montego Bay.
Every day.
Yes.
And you were still writing lesson plan, taking care of your kids.
Oh Lord, man.
That,
Yes, man.
that commute alone would kill me.
Well, while going to Lakovia, if it didn't kill me then, well, I just knew that it wouldn't kill me.
Oh my
Not
God.
to come an
That
adult.
was amazing. That's amazing. You know how amazing you are, lady. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Did you like at the end of that journey feel like you could just burst out crying that when you look back at what you just accomplished and the difficulty you had doing that, but you didn't even feel it while you're doing it. You just did it because you know you have to do it. Did you feel that sense of just crying for relief when it was all over? Or you just brush it off and just keep moving?
It just like it just gone. What I was happy about is that I am now able to use that experience to motivate other persons who are going to tell me that it man, miss, but me can't do it, miss, me not have the money, miss so and so, and I just pop out my experience and just
Yes,
give it to them.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and I would say to them, then if I could do it, then you can do it too.
That's amazing. I mean, I used to walk
Yes,
some whole for miles a man before when I go school too. And sometimes you don't have any taxi fare. But
yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like the norm, like you had to do it all the time. It's just sometimes you run out of cash and you have to walk a few, quite a few miles. Because when you think about, for those who know Mandeville, when you talk about walking from like Mount Nelson to West Indies College, that's a
yeah,
long walk. Or coming back home from that or horseshoe curve up that side where I used to be. Or yeah.
Okay.
So miles you walk early in the morning to get to school or
Yes,
after class to go home. And
and my journey, my journey to Lakovia for the 5 years I went to Lakovia, I think I walk about 3 years out of it.
God. Girl, those things only make you stronger though. Seriously.
Yes, yes,
Only
yes,
make it so it's kind of like career building. I mean character building. It
yes.
it gives you such a solid foundation and a solid feeling of who you are and a sense of purpose, that you could push through all of these difficulties and still be successful at whatever you're doing. That's amazing. But that journey that you tell me you take to Pisgah and how many transportation to get over there, that girl, you're steel.
Yeah,
That's really amazing. When you tell your kids
thank you.
about this, what do they say? Because maybe they were young, they didn't realize what was going on.
Yes, they now they know that, listen, just do not take mommy for granted.
Yeah.
And they also use my experience. They are using the experiences that I had and the experiences that I'm still having to
Mm-hmm.
motivate themselves. They know they can do it because they are now in a better position than I am. There are
Right.
a number of resources that they have now that I didn't have.
That's true. And
Yes, so
therefore,
therefore
mhm,
they just have to do their best.
yeah, because they have no excuse now why they can't do well because they have you.
Mm.
So
Yes, they have me and a lot of resources.
yeah, that's amazing. That's an amazing journey. Um, do you go around and talk to young people, like groups? Do you do that?
Yes, some when I get the opportunity to, I'll
Uh-huh.
do it.
Uh-huh.
As I said, most of my work is really at Pisgah.
Right.
That's really where I do a lot of work
Uh-huh.
because the students in the community are my past students. There are a number of women in the community.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of my work is really building Pisgah, not
Right.
just the school, but
Mm-hmm.
the entire community, and not just the Pisgah community, but I also work with the parents, Berkshire Wood parents, Huntley Castle parents, wherever. As long as I have connection with you, then I'm going to work with you, depending on whatever it is that you want to achieve.
Okay.
But I'm always talking. And I'm always, just
It's your
trying to find ways and means to make things happen.
yeah, it's your gift and it's worth sharing. So
Yes, yes,
let me see. So you finish all of this and you get your degree. Um,
yes.
was the position there before, or it just became open after your degree? Was it just like things just fell into place?
No, no. After I got my degree, I went back to Pisgah.
Uh-huh.
Um, I went back to Pisgah, and I taught there for a little while.
Okay.
I was always a outspoken, still is that outspoken type of person.
Right.
Yes, but I'll do so with respect
Uh-huh.
when I have to speak.
Uh-huh.
And I was there at Pisgah for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Then I decided, okay, I need to move on to somewhere else. So I went to the Bahamas,
Okay.
and yes, I went to the Bahamas 2006. I went to the Bahamas and I started teaching there. Well, I don't I went there the Friday evening, and by the Monday morning I was teaching. I just went to visit a friend, and by the Monday morning I was teaching.
You got a job. What
And
happened? Why you got the job so fast?
I just my friend, she was working at the school.
Uh-huh.
She knew me very well. So I was easy. It was easy for her to recommend me.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, yes.
Nice. And so how
So
long did you stay there?
I stayed there for I stayed there for 5 years.
Okay.
Yes.
And what was that experience like being in another country teaching?
Whew. I spent most of my time fighting for other persons.
Okay. Oh, so you went
Yes.
over there with your loud mouth, huh?
I just, when it comes to injustice, well,
I know.
can't tolerate injustice.
Okay.
So I went there, I went to the school that my friend, she was teaching there.
Uh-huh.
And after a while, I realized that this environment was like a slave master kind of using kind of environment. They were using the Jamaican teachers. And I
Okay.
was not going to tolerate that any at all.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't try too much with me. They tried it once and then they realized that I am a no-nonsense person. So they pulled it back.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other teachers that were there, they were not able to speak up for themselves as much as they probably
Yeah.
would want to. I don't know. They were just scared. So, but I wasn't scared.
Okay.
I wasn't scared. So that first school that I went to, based on how I saw my fellow Jamaicans were being treated, I spent, I did my job and also spent some time trying to remove them out of that environment. I was about to leave the environment and I decided I wasn't going to leave them there.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
I
were looking out. So this looking out for people thing is really in your DNA.
yes,
You're really a servant of the people.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I just said, okay, I'm not going to leave them there. So in the end, I tried getting them out and then after I went.
You left them. You left the Bahamas and you came back to Pisgah again.
Yes. I came back to Jamaica. When I came back to Jamaica, I didn't go back to Pisgah immediately to teach because at that time you could take study leave without pay. You could take leave without pay, not study leave without pay. You could take leave without pay at that time.
Okay.
Yes. So when I went back to Pisgah, I went back and I volunteered for a while. I volunteered at Pisgah for 1 year before I became a principal.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So at that stage when you came back, would you have settled for a regular classroom teacher job, or you had your eyes on leadership at that stage? Did you think you
Mm,
outgrew being a regular classroom teacher while when you came back?
yes, I came back to be a regular classroom teacher. I
Okay.
came back to be a regular class. That's what I really love. I really love it.
Okay.
Yes.
So the principal opportunity came up and you kind of grabbed it.
Yes.
Okay. And how did that make you feel that when you were appointed? Only only a few years ago.
Remember,
Did you dream that you'd have been a principal back in the days when you were just a regular teacher?
yes, I was offered the position before, I was offered the position before I even left for the Bahamas.
Okay.
But I knew I wasn't ready.
Okay.
Yes, I knew I wasn't ready.
So how did you
So,
feel that time when you applied and you got it?
well, would you believe me that it wasn't very easy because there were a number of things going on at the time, a number of little things going on at the time. And you know that when you apply for a position, there are other persons who also applied.
Right.
And, some little politics going on all over the place. So the Friday at school would open the Monday, and it's the Friday afternoon I was called to say I'm the principal of Pisgah Primary School.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
So I
wow.
jumped. I was happy. I wasn't happy that I got the principal position. I was so happy that I am now given an opportunity to make some kind of changes that I really wanted to make all this time.
Did you cry at that point? Still didn't cry yet?
I don't remember if I cried because guess what happened? You just most times you're just overjoyed looking at what it is that you are able to do, the changes that you are able to make. That is, you just you're just focusing on that.
Right.
You're not even so much say happy for yourself
Mhm.
as much as you're so happy that you're going to be able to make some change,
Yeah.
some changes in the lives of other people. So
Wow.
it's like, wow, yes. No, I can get to go and do this. I can get to go and do that. You
Yeah.
understand me? That kind of thing.
So
Yeah.
so you did not see power as something that you wow, I have the power now, I can hire and fire, or I can this, or I can that.
No,
You
no.
saw that power
That
as
is
you
no time at
now
all.
have,
Mm-mm.
you know you have more buoyancy to help your community. You can make more effective change from where you are.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes, yes,
that's
yes.
wonderful. Where do you think you get all of this passion for leadership and for advocating for people, standing up for people, speaking up for people? See something, you say something. Where do you think you get that from?
It's inborn,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was supported. My grandparents really supported it.
Okay.
They saw it from early. They saw it from early, and my shoes, everything. They just everything had to be clean because, and I can remember my grandparents saying to me, "Come and watch the news because one day to come you're going to be in Parliament." And they're just telling you some things. They're just saying some things to you, whereby you know that they're seeing something in you, and they're just pushing it.
But
They're
that was
just
a lot
pushing
of
it.
confidence from that time, from that early age.
Yes. Oh yes, man. Confidence for every little thing and then as I said, my family too. Because I remember I had an uncle. He's now deceased, Uncle Ivan. He went away, he bought 7 pairs of shoes for me. And he counted 7 professions. He said each shoes, he said, this one is a teacher shoes, this one is for police work, this is to be a nurse, this is to be a doctor, this is to be a lawyer. And because so you just have that kind of support.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Amazing.
they're able to see some things that you're not able to see as a child.
Right, right.
Yeah.
How awesome is that? Guys in the group, I've been neglecting you. Jackie, Annette, Teresa, Brissett, um, Avery. Keep going, Principal Force. I'm so proud of you. That must be one of your staff force.
Yes, and I just want to pause here. I want to pause here to say there's no way I could be the leader who I am today if I didn't have a team with me.
Right.
And I really want to just big up my team. Miss Sonia Brissett Anglin, Briscoe Colin Reedy, Miss McBean, Mr. Christie, Miss Tennant, that is Avery right there. She's my best friend.
Uh-huh.
And she's also the grade 3 teacher, and she's my best friend. Miss Roden, who is a caregiver, she's also my past student.
Wow.
Miss Monty, the cook, she's also a past student. And Mr. Evans, he is a janitor. He keeps the place clean. I just want to big up my crew. And now we have 2 new persons on board, Miss Janelle Banton and Miss Samantha Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, trust me, you need a team like that
Wonderful.
to
Wonderful.
be who you are today.
Well, that's so amazing. So that was
Yes.
those teachers, were they all handpicked by you, or you went there and saw when you took over as principal, you went there and saw some of them already there, or some you left there and went back to meet there? How did that
Well, 2
go?
persons. Well, Mrs. Brissett Anglin, I went there, I saw her. When I went there as a pre-trained teacher, she was there as a senior teacher.
Oh,
And Mr. Reed was also there. The other only 2 persons were still there.
okay.
Yes, all the other persons came after I became a principal.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Happy you're happy with your team.
And right now I know, and right now I have 2 persons who I know they are ready, fit, ripe, and ready for leadership positions.
Yes.
And I know that whenever the time comes for them to go into that area, I know they're going to do even better than I am doing now.
Oh, that's so wonderful. That's so wonderful.
Because that's how we do it.
So you're not
Leaders,
just training one successor, you're training many successors.
yes.
Very good.
There are other persons who do not have an interest in being a principal, but they have interest in other things,
Okay.
business and so on. All the teachers and staff, they do their work, but they are also encouraged, and they know that, listen, you have to be that kind of person where you can't just sit in just a classroom alone.
Right.
You need to have an interest somewhere else.
Okay.
Yes,
Innovation. Innovation.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
keep moving. That's very good. Commendations again to you and your leadership, your achievements over the years, and where you are now, and what you see happening for the future. You certainly have your head on your shoulder, as they would say, and you're kicking it. You're doing well. Guys in the group in on Facebook, if you have any question for her, please put it here so that I could ask her. Um, so there are lots of I'm proud of you, awesome, and so on in the group. Glennis Daly is here.
That's my brother.
Okay, and I'm sure he's really proud of you. Jay Flowers, Arlene Foster, they're all here rooting for you. Monica Jones, Val Rose, Karen Brown, powerful woman, URP, Vaughn Allen, um, Cleon Smith, Shelley Williams. Big up guys, Marcia Roberts, Faye Flowers, Jackie Collins, and Karen Brown,
Yeah, Karen and I went to Lakovia.
Ellen Reed, Annette Heron. All these people are here rooting for you. Um, so, guys, if you have any comments, put it in the group. She will see it later. Or if you have any question, you can also put it there. So I'll read it for her. I'll read it for you. So awesome, awesome journey. You kind of just blew the lid out of I don't know this the show of strength, not faltering, just kind of just go straight towards your goal, whatever it may be, and not watching what's happening around you, left, right, or center. You just push through. Really,
Yes,
really,
yes.
really admire that. Um, you won an award. Um, can you tell us about that award that you won? I'm pretty sure it means something to you.
Okay, well, the Jamaica Teaching Council.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you have your mentoring program, so you would have gotten an award for after you finish doing your mentoring program.
Mm-hmm.
And also you have like top teachers in the QEC.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I've gotten that award.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some training with the Ministry of Education and NCEL. I
Right.
got I got an award there because I did very well. I mean, when they came to my school to do the assessment at Pisgah Primary, they were just blown away based on the fact that we are really in a deep rural community.
Very deep.
Yes, and when what they came and they saw based on what was there before, then there's no way I would miss that award. So I got that award. I was also given the opportunity to be trained as a coach. So
What,
British Council,
life coach?
yes.
Okay, okay. So you are kind of a motivational speaker then.
Well, I haven't gotten into the speaking part, but I coached other principals, and one of the time I was even coaching the director.
Okay, okay. So
Yes.
this coach, this um, how do you? What are you coaching them in?
All right. So for instance, you did the inspectors would come and do your inspection,
Yeah,
and you would fail your inspection.
yeah.
Then I was assisting some persons as how to move past that and what they could do
Okay,
so that the next time around they could have gotten either satisfactory or good.
okay. And
But it all depends. But it all depends on the area.
Okay.
because sometimes you fail, you fail an inspection, and it's probably you don't have fencing at your school, then I would be able to assist in that area.
Okay.
Yes, but if it is the other areas such as with leadership and so on, then I would be able to assist.
All right. Got it.
Yes.
So you're a valuable person to the whole circle of leaders in education in your area then, because I imagine they rely on you to help them or give advice as
Yes.
to what they need to do when inspection is coming up. That's awesome.
Yes. I did that up to level 2, but I started level 3, but then they have some changes in the program, so we have not gotten the chance to complete the level 3
Okay,
course as yet.
that's wonderful. Congrats. Do you see
Thank you.
yourself moving from being principal at Pisgah into other leadership areas in education? Or you think you will just retire from, stay there until you retire? What do you see your future?
No, I'm not going to stay there until I retire. No,
Okay.
no, but I see myself moving into agriculture.
Okay.
Yes, I see myself moving into agriculture, but right now what I'm looking at is agriculture.
Yeah, because that's your next passion. And that's also something that you're offering mentorship in, right? Tell us about that.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
it started when I realized that persons were farming, but they were not using the kind of techniques that they really needed to get value for the time, the effort, everything that they were putting into farming.
Mm-hmm.
I know that persons are doing farming. There are some persons who are making money, some persons who believe they are making money, and there are persons who could be making lots more money if they know exactly what to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
So it really started out with me trying to find persons who would be able to give them technical advice, who would be able to come in and test soil, who would be able to come in and tell them how to use fertilizer, how to use the chemicals,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. So it really started with, well, it didn't start with Pisgah. I don't know. Sometimes some things just happen.
Mm-hmm.
Persons would have things to sell. Like for instance, it's Irish potato time, and I can remember persons would have like Irish potato to sell, and they would, I don't know, but out of the blues, they would just call me to say, Miss, so we have Irish potato to sell and we can't find nobody to sell it to. And we have a whole lot. May I ask if you find somebody to buy the Irish potato for me? And I was saying, Lord Jesus, I am a teacher. How am I? But I'm not saying it to them. I just know that they need to get rid of this Irish potato. And I said, all right, they're depending on me to find a way out.
Yeah.
And right
Servant of the
away,
people.
yes. So right away, I would have to call the Ministry of Agriculture. I would have to get in touch with RADA, and through that, I was able to assist persons. And then I started from there to say, all right, whatever it is that I can do, I just cannot only be a classroom teacher. I just cannot be a principal for a school, but there are other needs
Uh-huh.
in the community, and therefore I have to also assist in that area. And that area is farming, because that is what they do, farming. So it never ends, it never stops. We just keep going, because we started out, we have RADA coming in. First, we have a Ridge to Reef program. That's a USAID program that came in, and they did a lot of work in the community. We even ended up getting a man-made wetland and so on. A lot of things happened through that program.
Was that
And
a
then we
grant
moved,
program?
pardon me?
Was it a grant program?
Yes, it's a grant program.
Mhm.
It's a grant program that came for the school and the community, because most of the things that I do is through the school, and then it extends to the community. Then we move on from there and we start working with SDC. And through SDC, we ended up again getting another grant. This time it was for the bee farming.
Okay.
And now we have a farming group, and as I said in the program before, I chose the females because of the part they are playing in the homes. But 23 females recently got their IDs through RADA, their farmer's ID. And RADA comes in now and then, Mr. Hendricks. Thanks to Mr. Hendricks, he's our extension officer from RADA. At all times, he would make sure that the farmers get the seed and the technical support that they need.
So you definitely is enjoying, or the community is enjoying benefits because they are an organized group. Is that?
Yes. There's nothing that you will be able to achieve if you're not working together. Working together is key. There is not one thing. You might think you're achieving things doing it all by yourself, but you're really not achieving anything much. There is so much more that you can achieve when we work together as a group. That is one area that's really challenging for me within the Pisgah environment, Berkshire Wood environment, Huntley environment, really getting the people to work together. It's really challenging. It's not their type of culture to come together and do things together. They were cultured to just work independently. I think the real education is that we don't need, we can't afford to be satisfied with just enough. We need to get to that point where we have more than enough. And if we have more than enough, then, you know, we are able to assist ourselves, we are able to assist others. So I am trying now to see how much I can educate others around us in these communities to understand that, listen, we need to work as a group. When we work as a group, there is so much that we can get. Because I am presently working with a group in St. Anne's.
43 St. Anne's.
Yes, all the way in St. Anne's. 43 persons are in that group.
Right.
They recently got a grant from Food for the Poor. And they're doing pineapple farming. Most of the pineapple, well, all the pineapple suckers that they got already, they get them from a gentleman in St. James. So we are working together as a group. But the thing is this, they are able to achieve so much because they are an organized group. This is their third grant.
So let me get this right for everybody who is listening out there. This lady is from Newmarket area. Newmarket area has almost nothing happening for it in farming, even though they might have some organization or something, right? But her skills are being utilized by people all the way over in St. Anne's. And they're reaping they're reaping the reward of that. Why you think that your skills was not utilized in the Newmarket region better?
Well,
I know you have it up in Pisgah, but the wider Newmarket.
Well, probably I need to go out some more. I need to start walking those areas.
Okay.
To see. Yes, probably that is what I need to do. I don't think they know much about me.
Okay.
So probably that is what I need to do.
Okay.
But then I know that there are persons who are listening tonight and they will understand. And it is not hard because there's the SDC officers who I know go to the Newmarket areas. They would go to all the communities and they would offer their advice. SDC is all about groups. So at the end of the day, most communities should have a CDC, a community development committee in their community. But as I'm saying, it is difficult. I just don't understand the culture. They just do not want to work together. So most times you start these groups at the end of the day, they would get the grants, and down the road, it's like you have to be there step by step with them for it to continue.
Right.
Most times I am not able to do that most times because I need to get you going and then move to something else because there are some other persons waiting to move on. So at the end of the day, persons have to make the decision to work together. There is nothing there. It is going to be hard for them to get anything done if they are not willing to work as a group.
Organized and working together.
Yes.
Pull while you rise, you know, while you're going
Yes.
up, pull up someone with you, help
Yes.
somebody else with you. I see people in this area, um, they I don't know. I don't want to. I always want to go there. But people, I'm just gonna encourage you to be more supportive of each other. I come on here and I ask, guys, can you just share this person's video because it will help them on YouTube? Share this person's page. Share that. Even me, I ask, can you guys just share my flyer for my tea party? I don't even know if 5 people click on it yet to share it, you know? What are we doing to ourselves, people?
Yes.
You know,
So
come on. We all need each other. I help you, you help me, but I don't think we quite understand that concept. Is there anything that you could do to help sensitize people more on a more, you know,
well, I keep saying to persons every day, because everybody wants to be rich, depending on, or let me say, everybody want to have financial power.
uh-huh.
But I keep saying to them every day, all the persons around you who you are looking at with financial power, they didn't do it by themselves. They're working together. Everybody coming together that's why you have companies, you have limited, you understand what I'm saying? It's not a one-man show.
And how does that person's success affect your life? Like, how does it make it negative for you? You know, so it's better you all help everybody, and each person help each other, and everybody as a community will rise. I don't know where we need to go. If this is a church we need to start, is a school for the younger kids. Where do we need to start to change this culture of, you could almost call it bad mindedness. I don't even want to say that's what it is, but I don't know. Maybe people just don't get it. That if you help each other, you're helping yourself. Because just like how you help somebody else will help you. And you helping to build a community, which will help everybody in the long run. How can we do this? Do we need to start in the schools? Do we go to their churches to meet up with people? Do we meet them on the street corner and talk to them? How can we do a campaign to get people to understand that people need people? A small community like ours need each other in order to build up the system, build it up. See what happened over the years? You see why Car Road could stay in disrepair for as long as it has? Because people are not united. People are not, people don't think it's their responsibility to look out for their community, to make sure that the people who are supposed to do these things do them. So everybody is for himself and they stay by themselves. And what we get as the overall net effect of that, what we get, man,
Bad roads,
much more
movement.
than bad road. Bad road, no water, harsh tank not working, this, that,
Yes, and our students are not getting the level of education that they
yeah.
need to get. I keep saying that if we work together, there's so much we can achieve. There is so much we can achieve. But overall, all right, if you just zoom in on the New Market area, going back to Woodlands, Donegal, Brighton, Springfield, Pisgah, Maybole, Ginger Hill, Huntley, all of those communities, they really lack leadership overall.
Uh-huh.
And really and truly, there has to be a
Deliberate.
deliberate way to just go in and sensitize persons. The thing is this, if you are comfortable, if you're just comfortable living hand to mouth, then what can you do about that? There's nothing you can do about it. If you are comfortable living hand to mouth, you shouldn't be, but then if you decide to just live like that, then what can anybody do about that? But what I am looking at now is the children. This same kind of hand to mouth behavior, you pass it on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, we are having struggles to get your children at school to understand that, okay, you need an education. Because you don't think you need to put out all of that effort to get quality education because you are okay. Your parents, they are okay with what they have, and you now grow up in that same kind of environment, and you're just coming to school because they're just sending you to school. And then you're just going to go back in that same environment and just be okay with the hand to mouth kind of attitude.
So that sounds like no sense of
No,
purpose, right?
that is it. And I am telling you, it is hard work. It is hard work to get the children to understand that, listen to me, we can't continue down this path. We can't continue down this path. Right now, what I am looking at, I am looking forward because there's nothing at all that is going to stop me from dreaming about Pisgah becoming a community, and just not Pisgah, it's just that the school is located there, but all the other adjoining communities of Pisgah, that we become who we can really become. I am looking at Pisgah. It's just that persons need to understand the vision. When you share it with them, sometimes they're not getting it. They think it can't happen.
Right.
For instance, I'm looking at Pisgah Primary School and I'm saying, I would really like for us to get another building on the roof,
Upstairs.
at the school, upstairs. And I said, this place could be operated as a call center, even though the call centers are now, persons are now working from home, but you still have to make plans. I am saying that not because it's Pisgah that we can't have a business in Pisgah where people can come and pay their bills.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we are now working on a resource room at the school. And that resource room is a community and school resource room. And what we are really thinking about is not just having it for the students there, but for all the other students in the community. For instance, a number of our students who are going to high school, on the weekends, they have to go out to use the internet at libraries and so on. Things are a little better now because there's a gentleman who's going through and installing internet in the community. They thought that these things couldn't happen, but see, it is now happening. So I am saying that you just need to dream and dream big, and you can't say it is not going to happen.
Something you told me the other day. From how long you have internet service at Pisgah?
From 2012.
You are super. From 2012, you have internet service at Pisgah. I hope everybody hearing that. So you are move mountain up there. I know that. You're poised for that. You really
understand. So thank you. So what I'm saying is we just need as a people to understand that there is nothing too great that we can't achieve.
Yeah.
There is nothing too great that we can't achieve. But we just need to support each other's vision, and we just need to come together, work together so that we can achieve what we want to achieve. Wonderful. If the people in Newmarket, I want to say Newmarket, I'm talking about the entire division now. The entire division, because the entire division is just poor and downtrodden. By the way, to the extent the entire Northwest St. Elizabeth is in trouble. We are in trouble because, guess what? We lack leadership. Our students are not the students who are going off to university. More of our students could be going off to universities. More of our students could be doing a lot more. But at the end of the day, the leadership is not there.
Yeah.
Again, the unity is not there. And at the end of the day, the political divide is also another problem, because people are not understanding that after election, whoever it is, we need to work together to hold this person accountable.
That person is responsible. So everybody is supposed to look to that person for leadership until next election when you try to elect somebody else. But while that person is in office, that's your person. That's your member of parliament.
I am looking at a program that I see happening in the areas where persons getting 25 chickens and 3 bags of feed with it and so on. And I'm saying, why is it you don't come together and find an area and just build a big fall cube
Big,
and just put all the
everybody
chicken.
benefit from it. Everybody
That is it.
take turn, kill chicken, pluck chicken, bag chicken, wash chicken, feed chicken, watch night, watch them thing, do everything.
That
Industry,
is it.
real industries. This one,
That
one,
is it.
one little thing drop one around here. So it's not working. It
And
never.
that is the culture. That is the culture. So everybody just want the 25 chicken for themselves.
No.
Instead of, all right, let us get 1,000 chicken then, and we take turns to look about them. And then at the end of the day, we know we have a market.
And you have job. You have
And
job.
you have job. That's it.
Somebody will be around the clock working with the chickens and probably getting an income.
That's it.
That probably they would, because
They
when you
would.
sell a chicken, you're gonna get money. So you're gonna get that money flowing. So we need industries. We need organized way of making money. And the same thing goes for the farming. We could be doing acres and acres of yams or potato or whatever selling. People get together and do it. And everybody work together and everybody get paid. Everybody will rise eventually.
Yes.
This little whole heap of little division, and everybody just, I don't know.
For themselves.
We have to do something about that. This conversation could go on all night because you like talk just like me about things that are stimulating and interesting and pump your spirit. I can feel the nanny vibes coming through the screen at me. The nanny of the maroon. let me ask you this question quickly. Do you think that we should be doing more, or what do you feel about the industry of medical marijuana? What are your views on that, and why aren't we capitalizing on that?
That could be going on right now. It all boiled down again to unity. There are so many persons planting marijuana. So many persons planting it.
Illegally.
Why is it that they do not decide to come together then? And these things, you have to write. You can't get things done by just sitting down and talking about it, Talk is one thing, but then you need to act. Now, I am sure that the entire Newmarket division or the entire Northwest St. Elizabeth, I am sure we can find over 300 ganja farmers. I wonder if we should call them together. I wonder if they would come.
Maybe not, because everybody gonna feel saying gonna make more money from his little quarter acre if he can get it sold, or the police don't destroy it, or he go to prison.
That is it. Or what if we should do a letter? Would they be willing to sign? Again, I am telling you that we are not able to achieve the things that we want to achieve because we don't decide to work together as a team.
Well, I don't know what
this industry is a big industry, a very, very big industry.
You want me to pack my bag? So I carry them over here, so I pack, a long time, not joke around, but I always say for years, I'm going to go back home and plant weed. And people would just crack up dying. Like, they can't even associate me with saying that. And by the way, I've never smoked weed a day in my life. Never come near my mouth. Not even the thought. But that's a money-making industry. Look how much money they make from that in the United States of America, and Canada, and all these places. Are we stupid? And we're still grappling with poverty and infrastructure not there and all this nonsense fighting and gripping. And thank God the dirty politics, like killing people over politics, we kind of move beyond that. We have to congratulate ourselves. That's a major achievement. But the crime situation and all that, is it possible that if we could find money and stuff to involve the young people in that, they would do better, that they would come around and, serve the community instead of all of this nonsense that's going on? Is it possible?
It is only possible if we decide to work together. That's the only way. Anything at all you want, We
I
have
think
to definitely come together as a team, come together as one.
you
No
have,
man is an island, no man stands alone.
yeah. I think that's where we need to be
Yeah,
looking. Farming
yeah.
for eating, farming for the future, planting trees that can make money, not flowers trees that you can sell that make money, fruits. We need to plant more of those because the ones that we came and saw today, somebody and I were talking. We came and saw a lot of coffee. No, I know that I don't think there's a coffee tree in New Market. I don't know. I don't think so. Because where I know we used to have the whole hillside of coffee, all of those vanished. Right? So we need to plant back some of the things that we came and saw and we destroy and we don't put back. We need to get into the culture of planting back those trees. You see, up in St. Catherine or wherever they have, you see this, you see the mudslides and the things that they're having up there. If we don't do what we need to do, it is gonna reach us one day because we keep cutting down and we're not replacing. So the soil is in a bad state and it will keep eroding until we start have massive slides when we have big rainfalls. And we are in St. Elizabeth have a lot of rain. So we gotta watch what we're doing. We gotta make sure we're planting trees to hold the soil together. And all these things, they take planning. They take planning, they don't just happen. Some of the farmers don't even understand what all of these things mean. So we have to find a way to organize ourselves and sensitize the community. So I'm gonna end on that note. I just want to mention, and I've said it before to you, I've said it privately, I'm saying it publicly. I want you to take those girls who are in this farming spirit, who have businesses and are interested in going further, take them under your wings, mentor them, help them to grow and make solid businesses because they need guidance and they need somebody like you to help to propel them, to encourage them. I see them as a group of young people who are willing to work together, so I don't think you would have a problem with them. So let's keep let's keep it going. Let's keep building, so that when we are gone or when we can do this no more, these young people will be there to stand in the place that we were as leaders. Because you more than anybody else I know understand the importance of having successors who are trained and equipped to take over. So
Yes.
let's continue to do that. I'm depending on you. I'm going to put my money on you for that.
Okay, I will assist them. I will assist them.
And we can talk some more. This platform is always here. If you need to get on it to talk about something that you need to sensitize the area about, we can do the campaign and bring them together, and we, have a seminar or whatever, the daytime or whenever. Because my job is my business right now, so I'm not leaving to go off to a regular job where I have no time to do anything else. So yeah, you can utilize this platform for helping the community to round them up to do training and whatever we need to do. So
Okay, no problem.
hats off to you.
Thank
I'm
you.
truly impressed with you as a person and as a leader, and I can only hope that you will continue to do great things for the community and that you will reap your reward. You're probably reaping it now, but I'm sure there's much more out there for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do.
Yes.
It
And
never ends.
and 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 we're going to gently mold you into leadership at the political level, and we're not going to leave off your case until you decide to present yourself for leadership where you can make the most significant change, you know because if just like you, when you became a principal, you realize that you're not in a position where you could do certain things because you could do more from that chair. So we're gonna edge you up to a higher level so you can do
Be
much
careful, you know,
more.
be careful. Be careful, you're setting me up, you know.
Setting you up, so what? We need leaders, even if we have to convert you. Even if we have to convert you, To do another
But I
party.
continue,
We
I
need
continue to do the little that I can do. I will continue to make sure that in my immediate surrounding, which is the Pisgah Primary School, I'm going to make sure that my students, well, let me back up a little. I'm going to make sure that my team members are equipped and they are able to lead and even lead better in a better way than I am doing now.
yes.
I'm going to make sure that my students, for the schools who will be getting them, I know they will be getting some special students
Well rounded.
because,
Well rounded.
yes, because they're not going to be leaving Pisgah, especially this group, without having a skill. They might not have the skill at a mastery level, but they will be attaining, they will be getting some training
Nice.
before they go through the gate. And I'll continue to do whatever I can do
Let me
in my community and for anybody else who needs help. They
yeah.
know that they can call, and I'm going to try and find some way out. At the end of the day, it feels good to know that you help somebody.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that is what really what feels good.
Let me ask you something before we run off. For Pisgah, I saw you have this amazing video that I posted in the program with the gentleman. Tell me, how is that working with your male parents, the fathers? They seem
That was the second one. That was the second one. We did one before that, and the males they all everybody wanted to be a part of that competition.
that's good.
So whenever time it's time for that competition, then we have the males coming in. It's just one big fun.
Is it once per year?
Yes, it's once per year.
Okay, so for those of you who didn't see the video, it's in the program. It's on this page. It's a group of males who come in to compete into styling their daughter's hair. So you see all these men nervously trying to part here and to put in rubber band and all of this thing. It's hilarious. So, but that's a good funny initiative, to make the men feel like they're really doing something and coming out, showing up for their kids, in a very funny.
At the end of the day, we would give them a certificate and so on. They would have fun for the day.
Yes, that's a
Yeah.
nice program. I like the activity. Come on, we can do fun things too, and I love that. I had a group of young people today that I was interviewing, and we were looking at what's in the school and what's not in the school yet. Do you have a science program in your school in terms of a lab?
No, we do not have a lab.
Do you think that that's a necessary thing to have so the kids are exposed to science early?
Yes, no more than ever. Why? The last time we were doing a project with the Jamaica Environment Trust, because we are always participating in projects. And well, it's because of COVID why some students from the school did not get to participate in we had a field trip plan to go to Firsan. That is Firsan, they are responsible for fertilizers. They are the persons who produce fertilizers.
Mm-hmm.
But they are also the persons who would go around and do the soil check. Mm-hmm. So I wanted the grade 6 students to learn how that was done. Mm-hmm. It's still on the agenda. It is still on the agenda. It's just for us now to really find a way to get either Firsan to come to us or for us to go to Firsan, go to their lab in Kingston, so that they can teach the students how this is done.
Okay.
Listen, these things are needed. My problem is this. I cannot understand why they wait until the students are ready for high school to pass on certain schools.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense. Those kids should be doing science. They should be growing stuff in cups and all kind of little things from the small to see how things happen, how things grow. How plants get food and all of those things. It's important. So when they go to high school, they're not dumb.
That's it.
It's important.
That's it. I can never. I still cannot understand why our education system is like this. Why is it that they are waiting and worse, they wait until they're at grade 10, then they ask them to to choose an area. And by the time they get to grade 11, it's time for them to go. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that skill is not even, they didn't get the quality training that they really need.
Yeah.
I am saying that, why is it that our students in the primary school, why is it that they are not learning to fix watches? Why is it that they are not learning to fix phones?
Pull down
Right.
computer and fix it because those kids are genius, they learn that stuff
That
better
is
than
it.
adults.
That is it. Right now, well, my mind is just, my plans, I am really at a different level. And as I said, it's just COVID that really comes in and, kind of hold back some of the things.
Let me tell you
But
something. And it's
my
not
plan is really to expose the students in the primary school from early to things like those.
teach them programming, teach them to build apps, teach them to do that. They can do it. They have the brain to do it. Believe me, they
Yes.
learn it more than the adults. Let me tell you something. And I hope that these people who are online are not getting weary of our long conversation. When I started college, I was doing IT because I'm an IT major, and we learn all kind of things from textbook, programming, blah 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 blah. Most of the time, you don't even know what you're doing. Your friend help you to do it, and you submit your work, and you pass your course, and you whatever. We do stuff in groups or whatever, and you still don't understand most of what all of that is because you don't touch a computer and you're measuring in a computer field. How does that work? When I started studying in America, I was intimidated to apply for jobs in IT because I did not have the hands-on experience. It was pure theory, pure theory. IT is hands-on, but you only know theory. How does that work? You know what I had to do? Even while I was in college here in America, I registered in another institution for 6 months, every day for the week, and did an IT course, which was hands-on. I could pull down the computer down to shred everything off the motherboard, everything, and put it back together. The first day I did that, and it worked. That was like you give birth, I think. Maybe that's how it feels. Because it was like so amazing. I know our little kids, they can do that.
Yes, they can.
They can do that. And once they master that, you realize that the fear that you have about technology and learning things about programming and computer, you understand it so much better and you're not intimidated anymore about those things. The way I approach technological stuff now is anytime I reach a stage where I can't get this done, I can't get this done. Once I get to the stage of even if I'm gonna break it, I'm gonna fix it. That's when I usually get it fixed. Because now you lose this thing that's keeping you back from exploring and challenging and whatever. Just say, let's leave it all there and say, even if I have to mash this up, it's gonna work today. And that's how boys usually are. That's why they usually mash up their parents' radios and all kind of things because they need to learn how it works. But we need to encourage that. I have some old computers here. I can contribute one of them to your school so that the kids can pull them up and see how they work. Take off all
Yes,
the put them back
those
together.
are the kind of things that we really need to expose them to. But I guess something else will have to happen in Jamaica for them to do the things that they really need to do because it's 2014.
Uh-huh.
2014. I have been lobbying for them ever since to just let the students do their exams at grade 4 and grade 5 and then take off all this burden from the students when they get to grade 6.
Uh-huh.
And it's like you were just saying things, you were just making suggestions and nobody really listened to you.
Right.
And then COVID comes and that is what they have to be
They
doing
have
now.
to anyway, yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
So probably something else will come for them to understand that we don't need to wait until the students get to the high school level for us to introduce them to skills. And even though they now have what we call a STEM program and a STEAM program, in the primary schools, the resources are not there to implement these programs. So they really talk a lot. They just talk a lot about these things with these pretty names and all of that. They just do a lot of talking. But at the end of the day, the resources are not in the schools for us to do what we really need to do.
Yeah.
As for me, I can't just be there from Monday to Friday, just doing the academics alone. I know that there are other things that the children need to be doing in order for them to become marketable.
Yeah. And they know how to use YouTube to do anything they want to do.
Yes, another problem I'm having now is that everywhere I turn in Jamaica, I am seeing the Chinese. Everywhere I turn, I am seeing them. And I am wondering, how is it that our students, how is it our children, how is it that they are going to be able to do business with them when they can't even speak their language? And at the end of the day, I'm saying, what are they waiting on for our children to start learn Mandarin so that our students will be able to do business with these Chinese people? Because
somebody today, one of the students said one of the things that they think should be in the classroom is, well, they need more computers. They need the science labs. They need Spanish. They need second language from primary school. And that's really, really valid. Plus they need real sports, not just athletics. They need to be doing team sports, tennis, because one young lady said she was never exposed to tennis until she went to high school. Now look how many tennis pros pass through, and because we have no tennis facility for them to do it, they never ever get to explore those possibilities. Look how many of them could learn to swim and become world-class athletes in these areas, but no pool for.
Well, I'm so happy again. I'm so happy that you brought up that, because guess what now? These things that we need, we are not getting them because there's a lack of unity in the education sector. I brought up that at a principal meeting.
Mm-hmm.
If I would be able to get the support that I need in order to get this done. Well, all the Usain Bolts and the Shelley and Fraser Price, they went to a primary school.
Mm-hmm.
And while they were at the primary school, that is where they started.
Yeah.
The primary school teachers were the ones who identified the talent from they were there.
Okay.
We're the ones who started exposing them.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, at the primary level, we are not getting any funding at all towards sports in the primary school.
Okay.
All the persons who are now up and about at Endham Manley College and persons performing and doing all different things that they're doing came through JCDC. Everything started at the primary school level.
Yeah. What about art? Do they teach the kids real art?
No, because in the primary schools, we do not have specialized teachers like that. We don't have specialized teachers of Spanish for art and those areas. But what I'm saying is that we at the primary school level, we are not getting the kind of resources that we need. And we are the ones who we are the first ones to identify the talents.
Yeah.
We're the first
and hold and encourage. So you should have the first
person to train. We're the first one to expose.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, at the primary level, we are not getting any funding at all to go towards these areas.
Mm-hmm.
We are not getting any funding when it comes to 4-H. All the big chefs now and all the persons who are in agriculture and having their big position, it started in the primary school, where the primary school teachers, we are the ones who train them to make sandwiches, to spread beds, all the persons working in the hotels, and they are given all different type of titles. It started in the primary schools, but we are not getting the resources that we need so that we could even do better. At the end of the day, why we are not getting it? Because as educators, we are not working together to write letters
Yeah.
demand from the government the things that we really need in the primary schools, so that our primary schools can be the ones that we really want them to be.
Set
If
the
we are not
form. Set
asking
the
for it,
form.
if we are not demanding it, the government will never ever give us what we need. But
Yeah.
when you, as a single, you just go and you ask for something, and the other principals are there, they are not supporting the cause, then at the end of the day, we'll just continue like this.
All right. So guess what? We're gonna try to build out New Market into state of the art little town.
Yeah,
So that we can have some of these resources. The kids
that
can go
should be good.
somewhere. The kids can go somewhere and learn real art. The kids can go and swim and develop talents and go to the Olympics if they need to. I don't know how much it would cost to build an Olympic sized pool, but in my dream I see one right in Newmarket. An Olympic sized pool. That's very big. Yes, it's very big. It's a big ambitious goal, but it can be done. And all of these things are real craft markets that's just there all the time. So tourists passing by, they can come and shop. People leave from all about North Falmouth and all over the place, Kingston, downtown, between gunshots, or buy things. They can leave from where they are, come Newmarket, come buy things too. But we
Yeah,
have we have to want that, you know?
yeah.
We have to
And
set
we
up
have to
to
work
achieve that.
together.
Yeah. So we'll continue this conversation, honey. We've ended it about 10 times already. So let's go. Take good care now. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you guys in the group, in the page, for your patience and for giving us, your attention. I think there are still about 26 people there, although some hung up because we had a lot more. But I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate that you take the time to listen to this conversation, because I think it's important that we have these conversations. More and more people now calling me, talking about these things, and that's what we need. So let's continue the discussions. Grateful for your kids for letting me have your time for so long, and go back to your work because I know you have to work tomorrow. All right, so that's all for me. I'm Evadne, and I'm signing
All
off.
right, and thank you for having me.
Yes, any last
And
word before we
everybody,
close
thank you
up?
for your support, everybody.
Yes.
And please have a great night. And remember, please be safe.
Okay, wonderful.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night.
Smile.